What is up, guys? Episode 3 of the WrestleTok Wolfpac. My name is John. I go by Self-Bet Wrestling on TikTok. Join me as always, Miss Bree. She goes by Bree.Stout on TikTok. And Mr. Match of the Week, Justin at Dad Hat Wrestling on TikTok. Episode 3, guys. What's going on?
Not much, man. How's your week been?
Crazy. It's been a crazy week. Crazy week. Had family come in, and it's been crazy. What about you guys?
Good, busy.
Yeah, busy. Little hospital trip, but feeling good.
Yeah, glad you're better. We have 3 things in common. Is we are all parents, so we are all getting ready for school to start. And one way we get ready for school to start, right there up in our corner, guys. Our show is sponsored by Rootless Coffee. Guys, go to Rootless Coffee, use the promo code Panda Coffee, get 15% off all your purchase except for collabs. Guys, this is great coffee. It has some phenomenal names attached to it, including Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express and Danhausen. So go to Rootless Coffee. So, all 3 of us have AEW on right now, right?
Yep.
So, thanks, headquarters. We just saw a big confrontation between Moxley and CM Punk, and that is what I want to get to first. Last week on AEW, as we were going, we saw the return of CM Punk. Bree, what was your reaction when Punk came back?
I expected him to come back before All Out, but I mean, I was excited that he came out, confronted Moxley and everything, but it kind of would have been more of a surprise for him to return at All Out. After, imagine, if Moxley had, another opponent, and then, afterwards, CM Punk came out. But.
Yeah, it didn't fall flat, but it fell flat. You kind of had the feeling that he was coming back because I think he was spotted at C2E2 walking just fine and acting, he seemed fine. So that kind of got it in there. My question, did they rush him back because of everything that's going on the other side?
I mean, to me, that's what it felt like. I mean, it felt like it was like, oh, crap, this stuff is going on the other channel. Lots of big returns, lots of surprises, which is, for WWE, that's not their norm, but now they're showing kind of getting into that now. So now we've got to react. For me, I mean, I really I wanted it to be a little bit longer. I would have held off just a little bit more. Let Moxley have that interim title just a little bit longer. A couple more defenses, like a couple against a couple big names. I know we had Jericho and everything, but just a little bit longer before All Out. I think everybody kind of figured it was coming before All Out, but I don't know. It was almost like everybody was just waiting for it to happen.
Dude, it's crazy. That you mentioned that All Out. It's just like All Out's Labor Day weekend. Holy shit, dude! We're only 3 weeks away.
Yeah, which makes sense. They've got to build it.
Right. It's crazy that we're already in September. It's crazy.
Yeah,
dude. I like what you said. It's not for WWE. It's not normal. Should we just throw out everything we've seen from WWE since Triple H took over? Is there a normal anymore for WWE? Because
I don't think so.
No.
I'm with you. It felt like they brought him back early because of what's happening on the other side.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
CM Punk the wrestler, I love. I've always loved CM Punk the wrestler. I was team CM Punk when he walked out when he gave WWE the finger. I'm not going to lie. I have not been that impressed with the CM Punk. I don't think he should have won the feud with MJF at all. I'm fine with him beating Darby. It was his debut. The MJF feud should have gone to MJF. He hasn't been the CM Punk of old to me, which brings me to the All Out main event. Who wins? Do you want to see Bree? Are you taking Moxley or Punk? Justin, are you taking Moxley or Punk? Go ahead, Bree.
I'm gonna say Punk because I could see possibly MJF coming back and them feuding again, and then MJF finally taking the title. That's what I would, in my mind, I would love for that to happen again, like reignite their feud. Love it.
Right.
Yeah, I think what they will do. I mean, Punk's going to get it. I would like them to surprise us and maybe Moxley win, just to throw a curveball in there, just to kind of be like, for him to be like, look, I wasn't an interim champion. I'm the first two-time AEW champion. I just proved it. But I think they're gonna. I want heel Punk. I want a heel Punk in AEW. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, heel Punk is always 1,000 times better than face Punk. I ask y'all that, guys, to ask y'all this. I think CM Punk's going to win. And if he does, it's kind of getting to, remember that promo he cut on John Cena where he called John Cena the Yankees?
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing going on right now with CM Punk. If he beats Moxley, he's the John Cena of AEW. And he shouldn't be. And here's why. In your opinion right now, given everything that's happened in AEW, who would you put as the face of AEW? Because I'm putting Moxley. Moxley was the one that shocked everybody with his debut. Moxley was that character that figure we were all cheering for to take it from Jericho. Moxley has been the consistent AEW guy. Justin, is it your face of AEW? Is it one of those? Or is it somebody else in your eyes?
I have two that come to mind for that. Like, you need an established name, and yes, that would definitely be Moxley. But I also want to go with I can't call Moxley an AEW original because he hasn't been there since day one. So I feel like if you have a face, it needs to be maybe a potential original that might be there for longevity of his career. And if that's the case, I'd pick Darby.
Okay. What about you, Bree? Is Punk or Moxley the face of AEW, or do you see somebody else?
I gotta go kind of like along with what Justin was saying. I would probably pick Darby. I'm gonna stick with Darby. I think he should be the face of the company.
Darby. Yeah. It's the reason I ask, because you keep seeing, no matter what, John Moxley, even in the Jericho Kingston feud, Moxley got involved. In every feud, Moxley even in the CM Punk MJF feud, Moxley came out and helped Punk. So I tend to, when did Moxley debut? He debuted at All Out, the second All Out, or the first All Out?
It was the second pay-per-view, I believe.
Sammy Generico, the face of AEW, he says it's Kenny Omega. I disagree. I will get to that later. So, just my opinion. I think CM Punk's gonna win it because he never lost it when he left, and blah blah blah. But if you're going with my personal opinion, I would much rather see John Moxley carry that title. We'll fantasy book. Let Roman keep one. Let Moxley keep one. Let Triple H do some gambling with Tony Khan, and maybe we'll get a Moxley versus Roman. I'd fucking watch it.
Yes.
I'd pay for it. Take my money.
Absolutely. Shut up, Panda.
This is why you don't insult the boss.
Oh, don't insult. The boss is running tonight's show from headquarters, and
this fat son of a bitch.
He is not fucking around tonight, guys. He is not fucking around. I may get kicked off the show before it's over. Right now, guys, on AEW, we got the Death Triangle doing an interview.
Oh, we lost your audio, John.
Yeah, you cut up. Still can't hear you.
Live entertainment, everybody.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Panda, we're trying to do a serious show here. Guys, what'd y'all hear? What was the last thing y'all heard?
On Death Triangle interview.
Yeah, Death Triangle interview. Guys, We got the trios tournament going on. There are some badass teams in this tournament. If I had to have you pick a winner right now, who would you pick out of everyone in the tournament? You've got Rush, Andrade, and Dragon Lee. You've got the Bucks and their mystery partner, Undisputed Elite, Will Ospreay and Aussie Open, Death Triangle. Who would you guys go with right now?
I think for the first trio titles, like I think they might put it on the Bucks and then whoever their opponent is. It's not who I want, but
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Justin, if they put it on the Bucks, do they start becoming WWE?
A little bit. Yeah. Let me pull my EVP power, or we can go back even further. WCW, the inmates running the asylum, that creative doesn't work for me, brother. The creative control. I mean, they've got the power. So I don't know. I honestly am ready for the Bucks to go away and be off TV for a while.
Really?
And then come back. Yeah. And then come back and maybe be a face team. I know we're slowly getting that. I mean, we've kind of gotten that face turn. We got a little bit more of that, when they were asking Hangman Page, to be their partner and everything. So, I mean, it's there, but I want to see them be away for a little bit.
Nice. Speaking of the Bucks, rumors are spinning that tonight we could see the return of Kenny Omega as their partner. Bree, is their partner Kenny? And if not, who do you think it will be?
I don't know who else it could be if it wasn't Kenny. So,
I was thinking, I saw Dustin Rhodes post the picture of him and the Bucks. I'm trying to think of who's all teamed with the Bucks. I know Dustin has. I know Hangman has. Kenny's obviously the original. I know there's somebody else that's been out of AEW that's back and has teamed with the Bucks. I just can't for the life of me remember who right now.
I said, I mean, they
did. Thank you, Wills. Kota Ibushi. That's who I was thinking. I was thinking of Bushi because he's been he's had that drama going on with New Japan that he's not there anymore. So I was thinking maybe if Kenny's not ready, they may pull the Kota Ibushi card. What do you think, Justin?
Yeah, I mean, Husky posted that question. If it's not Hangman, Kenny, or Cutler, who could it be?
Shout out one thing. Road.
Yeah, man. Posting a good question. Like, if it's not one of those three, who would you pick? And I mean, I've got a couple of different options that I would go. One that I would love, but it's not going to happen. The villain Marty Scurll. It's not going to happen, but I would like to see it.
Happen. If they're not going to bring the Briscoes on AEW, they're damn sure not bringing.
Yeah, they're not bringing. But that we had, Forbidden Door. They've done work with New Japan. The Good Brothers are now doing stuff with New Japan. Carl Anderson. Like, Doc Gallows is fine. He can be there and come be the heater, but I would love to see them bring Carl Anderson and he be the third man.
That would be a pretty good one, and I know it won't happen, but are the Bucks with Undisputed Elite turning on the Bucks or whatever you want to call it, and Adam Cole being close to Switchblade, are the Bucks still affiliated with the Bullet Club by name, or are they Team Tama Tonga? Which, by the way, shout out to Tama Tonga for pinning Jay White in the G1.
Seriously, yeah.
Might be Tama's year. Tama's deserved to have the spotlight, and when I saw that he beat Jay White, I was like, "Holy shit!"
That's a big moment. That's a big moment for him. But kind of going back to the Bucks too, did you see the whole back and forth about with them and AJ Styles?
Oh yeah, I saw that. AJ said, "Tell him to come to WWE," and they were like, "You should be the Bucks partner." Hey man, that's the original. Before they were skinny, there was AJ.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, still the best leader of Bullet Club.
I agree.
So let's just hypothetical say it's Kenny Omega. For me personally, I think that is a great move. Kenny Omega, and I might piss some people off here, Kenny Omega is a special attraction.
I agree.
He doesn't wrestle that much. Granted, I understand he's been injured. He doesn't wrestle that much. He's fighting injuries left and right. He's already came out and said his next bad injury he might call a career. Putting him in a trios match or a trios tag team will really take the pressure off of Kenny Omega and really reduce his shots of getting injured. Do you think that's a solid play, Bree?
I think so, because then he'll take less bumps. You know, like they might let him get the pin, you know, get the win. You know, just take it off of him. More the Bucks doing their stuff.
He doesn't have to be the Ricky Morton of the group. He doesn't have to continuously be the one who gets beat up on. He can be the one that comes in and saves the day. Which, again, you know, with all his injuries, Justin, it puts, you know, it puts more bumps on his bump card.
Yeah, I mean, they always say whenever you hear every professional wrestler, especially someone who trains, you've only got so many bumps in your career. So, and you never know when that last one's going to come. I mean, the smartest thing they can do is bring him back, put him in a trios where he can, you know, come in for a hot tag. He can come in. I mean, he can do that. But I mean, let the Bucks be the Bucks, run the match. And then he just, you know, he's a part of it. It lets him be there. If they win it, it makes him a champion, but he doesn't have to do that much.
Right. And it really doing those type of matches really extends anybody. If you look at New Japan, how often do we hear about really bad injuries coming out of New Japan? It's because you have the factions and you put 3-on-3s and 2-on-2s. You don't see, unless it's a main card, you really don't see 1-on-1s, and it really preserves the life of these guys' careers. Mm-hmm. We got right now on AEW, Jungle Boy is finally getting his hands on Christian Cage and is working him over. Guys, Christian's a Hall of Famer in my eyes. Jungle Boy, that's my face. If I had to pick somebody that wasn't Moxley or Punk, Jungle Boy would be my pick for face of AEW. Which do you think he can be the face of AEW with Luchasaurus, Justin?
I do, and this is funny that you bring up Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy, the first TikTok that I say that I actually made that was wrestling related. I did a little series. It was like my top favorite wrestling themes to work out to, but I don't count that.
By the way, hold up right quick, guys. If you are listening to this and you do not follow Justin on TikTok, get your ass over to TikTok. He put out a video, was it yesterday or today, where he theater sung Wrestling Entrances, and it was glorious.
I've got 3 on there. I've done DX, John Cena's, and Triple H's. I've got some more down the line.
I only saw the John Cena one so far.
Go back. The DX and the John Cena one worked out really well, but the other two. But yeah, my very first, what I would say, my first TikTok about pro wrestling and talking about it, it was about Jungle Boy, and it was about my buddy Eddie, like my one friend in the area that we go see, like when AEW's in town, WWE's in town. He's who I go see shows with, and we were talking, and we both really like Jungle Boy. But I threw the question that we were bouncing around on TikTok, and it was, he was listed when MJF was talking about the 4 pillars of AEW. When he becomes and gets put into that main event spotlight with a heavyweight title around his waist, can he still just be Jungle Boy, or does he need to be Jack Jungle Boy Perry or Jack Perry, the Jungle Boy, to put a little bit more legitimacy on it? Like, instead of just be like, who's your world champion? Jungle Boy. Like, that's the question I threw out there. Like, for me personally, and I listened to, a couple of different podcasts, Busted Open Radio, stuff even on here where Jungle Boys come up. And for me, people were talking about like this feud with Christian now. You're seeing him go from Jungle Boy to Jungle Man. I think that this is where we can kind of start to see he can be like, yes, I'm Jungle Boy, but my name is Jack Perry, and I'm here. You're now going to be seeing the growth and where I'm going to go from here. So I think that needs to happen for him to be into that main event play.
Yeah, Panda says people said the same shit about Nature Boy. Yeah, but it was Nature Boy What Nature Boy Buddy Rogers, Nature Boy Ric Flair? Can he?
Oh my God, Panda.
Panda.
Can't hear you.
Well, in the meantime, Justin, how's life for you?
Well, being dad, just being a dad.
Good.
Good.
Bree, how's mom life treating you?
Oh, just
Other side.
kid.
Look the other side.
Dipshit's back. Oh, okay. I'm gonna.
Guys, he is fucking with me today. I'm sorry. Okay.
This fat son of a bitch.
Until
I promise that's not me. I swear to God, that mic cut is not me. That is all you at your house. I am not cutting your mic. Like dad to dad, I am not cutting your mic. That is all you. All the rest of the fuckery is me.
why
The mic is you.
it just did it again.
That's all you, bro.
Sorry guys. Hey man, we're a live show. What the fuck are we gonna do about it?
Is Panda drunk?
Is Panda drunk? No, Panda is
No.
not drunk. Panda is a good boy. Panda doesn't do anything wrong.
No,
Panda is perfect.
He's a good panda.
I forgot what the fuck we were talking about. Oh,
Oh God, Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy.
Yeah, Jungle Boy. That's where we were.
Okay, Jungle Boy. Yeah, when I hear, I'm like you, Justin, and I think he needs his real name or Jungle Boy Jack Perry or Jungle Boy Jack.
He can keep the tagline. Like that's fine. Like everybody's got. Most wrestlers have something like this franchise, the natural.
Right. When I hear Jungle Boy, I'm sorry, phenomenal talent. I think like you. Can you see it as the world champion? Like seeing Jungle Boy, you're seeing the Goon. I don't see the name as the world champion. I see the kid, the guy, completely, but I don't see Jungle Boy, the name, as a champion. Bree, what do you think?
Yeah, I think for him to be a world champion, like I think they should change his name. Probably that like Jack the Jungle Boy Perry, something along those lines.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy is a phenomenal talent.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy's biggest problem for me is the gimmick. I can't see a world champion standing in the middle of the ring. It's just not for me. Because when I think world champions, my first thought as a world champion is to look at where they are against other companies. Could you see Orange Cassidy with that gimmick against a Roman Reigns or a Seth Rollins or a Jay White or an Okada? Not for me.
Superman punch versus Superman punch.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not, again, it's not the wrestling. Orange Cassidy is fucking phenomenal, but it's the gimmick. I've always said there's a difference between attitude and gimmick. Look at Edge. Edge gimmick was the rated R superstar, but it was just an attitude. There wasn't bells and whistles and doing stupid stuff. It was just an attitude. If you look at Orange Cassidy, look at it as much as I like. Those are gimmicks.
Panda, how are you, Panda?
Dude, I see myself on StreamYard. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm telling y'all. I'm going full-blown conspiracy. He's fucking with me.
You're going to have the Jericho WCW conspiracy signs behind you?
Well, it's like Sami Zayn with the conspiracy theories.
Exactly. Where were we? God damn. Oh, guys, in case you haven't seen my episode 3 preview, tonight there's rumors of WWE bringing back the draft. So tonight, Bree, Justin will have a draft. They each get 10 picks. They can't pick the same person. And since Justin won Name That Wrestler, he gets the first pick. So stay on here. Probably do that here in about 30 minutes ago. at the top of the hour. Let's switch to WWE, guys. Clash of the Castle is 3 weeks away. The day before All Out. Karrion Kross keeps talking about this match might be a triple threat, if not a 4-way.
Yeah.
Brie, is Karrion Kross fucking with us and he's not going to be in this match? Or are we getting a possible 3 or a possible 4-way?
If it was a 4-way, I don't see who the 4th one could be, but
well, that's why I mentioned that. Constantly this week and last week, Karrion Kross has been bringing up pictures of Bray Wyatt, making it a 4-way. I've seen at least 3 posts from him where it's Drew, Roman, Bray, Kross. With what's happened on Raw, Theory's back. Kevin Owens is putting his footprint out. We'll get to that later with Brie and her hot topic. Are we getting Drew versus Roman? Are we getting a multiple man match? What do you think?
I think it's just going to be Drew versus Roman, and I think whoever wins, Karrion's going to face them afterwards, and then probably win the championship, win the belt, one of the belts. I think
one of the belts.
Yeah,
that's a good point, Justin. Does Roman Reigns walk out with both belts, no belts, or one belt at Clash of the Castle?
I think he'll walk out with one. I think they will keep the Universal on him so they can keep building that, because that's what he's had the longest is the Universal. Mm-hmm. Keep building that as the longest running. Keep his not streak, but his title reign going to be up there with, every other week or every time he's on television when he is there, they bring up the Hogans, the Backlunds, like who he's up there with those names. So I think they'll keep with that one. But I think if he loses one, it'll be the WWE Championship. But this is the first time that I feel like in a long time that the heavyweight title picture for WWE, even though both belts are on one person right now, that we legitimately don't know where it's going to go because we have so many legitimate challengers or threats, because there's rumors of Bray. You've got Karrion, like you said, Kevin Owens. The theory and the threat of cashing in is always there. You don't know. So this is the first time in a while, though, this whole heavyweight title picture has been this heavy with contenders.
Yeah, outside of Roman versus Brock, I truly believe every time they faced each other, it was a toss-up. And not in a good way. It was like a fuck, maybe Brock will win, or fuck, here we go, more Roman. But there was at least a toss-up. I don't know Roman might win. I don't know Brock might win. Everyone in between those fights, has anyone really thought that someone was going to knock Roman off?
One person.
Really, one person. Who did you think was going to knock him off?
I'm going to save that because it's my number 1 overall draft pick.
Oh, what?
So I'll save that till we get to the draft.
Sense.
Brie, in your opinion, has this been the most intriguing the WWE World Heavyweight title has been in a while?
Definitely, because you don't know, like with Karrion coming back.
Panda's got it. Yep, Panda's got it. My number 1 overall draft pick is Dana Brooke. Yep, that's right.
She can go.
I hope that title just disappears. I really do.
I do too.
The title is a joke. I didn't like it when they started.
Like I liked it with R-Truth, and like he brought his humor to it, and like how he's like, "Oh, I gotta get the baby back."
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I just want it to be known. It's been like 15 minutes since I've changed the banner, and you haven't realized it, and it's hilarious.
What?
I was waiting.
Hey, that's nothing, dude. I usually get Fred Durst or the husband from King of Queens. So, thank you, because you know why? Because guys, we're not only live on Twitch right now. Twitch saw that, Facebook saw that, and YouTube seeing that. Guys, we're streaming live on 3 devices. Week 3, we've got 3 different ones. Gronk wins everything. Fuck.
Yeah.
Why is he doing this to me? Why is he doing this to me? Pan, if you want to come in, just come in and join the show.
I was just waiting for it to pop up and be like, okay.
Or mid.
Yeah, no shit.
Or mid, yes.
When it comes to Clash of the Castle, my theory is I don't think Roman's walking out with the World Heavyweight title. I think him and Drew are going to have a war. I think by the end of it, Theory's going to run down, and Heyman's going to try and weasel his way and say that contract is only for one title, and then that's when he'll take the World Heavyweight title. Drew is so damn mid.
Drew is not mid.
Drew is mid.
Drew
is a.
What?
That's not me. That's not me. Swear to see, because you would see like the muted mic button down in the corner if I muted his ass. I didn't mute him. This is all his Section 8 Wi-Fi, folks.
Bullshit. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, fuck, dude. It's been a hell of a day. Oh, this is not going down as our best episode. I can tell you that right fucking now.
It's funny. It's funny.
Yeah. It's funny.
I think Drew just got kind of. He had to carry it during the pandemic, and because it was him doing a lot and being on TV a lot, and has not had a lot of time away. We're like, we've seen it. Like, yeah, I would love to see him win it in front of a crowd. He deserves it because he lost his WrestleMania moment, but his WrestleMania moment turned into something different because how iconic was it in that PC where he just broke fourth wall, stared right into the camera, and just said thank you. Like, that's your moment right there. It may not be the one you wanted, but you got to deal with the cards you're dealt.
Hey, Wills, I see you in the comments. Shut the fuck up or I'll cut your brakes off and send you down the hill.
This fat son of a bitch.
Fuck all y'all. No, you're right, dude. Drew's biggest problem. You can hear me, right? now I'm fucking paranoid.
Yeah.
Drew's biggest problem is he was a victim of COVID. It's not his fault. He put on a good title reign. It's not his fault the fans weren't there, but unfortunately, it lasted so long that I'm over Drew McIntyre for me.
I agree.
Bree, we'll save you for last because you're the one who disagrees. Drew is not mid.
Nope. I don't think so. I mean, I get what you guys are saying though. Like, he was like on TV like quite a bit during the COVID period, so like I can completely get that. But he's been one of the more consistent people, like showing up, and I just don't think he's mid.
Hey. That's the great thing about wrestling. Everybody's opinion. Everybody gets to like who they like. That's one good thing about the sport that we love. So, real quick, did you guys hear the story of Brandy Rhodes training at the PC?
I did.
Yeah.
Did you see everybody having fucking meltdowns over it?
I don't know. I'm so curious to see if she debuts her in-ring competition, what that WWE crowd's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I will say, the hardcore WWE fans that are strictly the fans that are, FAEW, like they're not on the same league as WWE or what, like they're just, they're just tribalists holding on to one company and they won't give anything else a chance. I think that they'll praise Brandy just because the other side couldn't stand her.
Right. Here's my thing. I take everything now, especially the past 4 weeks. What's happened in the past is not necessarily happening now. In NXT, it was Enzo, Cass, and Carmella. Enzo and Cass got called up. Triple H doesn't care if who she's married to. Triple H doesn't care about anything like that. So I'm not freaking out over the fact that Brandy Rhodes is training at the PC. I'm not tripping out over the fact that she had a match at the PC. It's not that big of a deal because at the end of the day, Triple H is not Vince McMahon. He does not. I don't think he gives a shit that she's married to Cody, that she was there before.
Yeah.
But I'm also not going to shit on her for wrestling because she's taking the time to train.
Mhm.
If she's good at it, that's an opinion.
Yeah.
But I don't see the big deal with Brandy training. She's not coming in, and she's not going to come in and kick Ronda Rousey's ass or anything like that. So
Send her to
Brie-
NXT. Let her be on NXT for a little bit.
yeah, Brie. I mean, what do you think, Brie?
I agree with some of the comments. Like she should go down to NXT.
Hold up.
Like,
Hold
Candace
up.
said, oh,
We have the return. It's looking like
ooh.
the return of Kenny Omega. Yep. Live TV, guys.
Oh my God. Let me back.
Live TV, guys. Here we go. So it is looking like the Bucks partner is, in fact, the cleaner Kenny Omega.
Proud North Carolinian.
Yes.
Yep, it's him. Here we go. And he comes back as a face. It was the only move to make.
Woo.
The Bucks kicking Cole out of Bullet Club, Kenny kicking
Ooh.
Cole
I got
out of Bullet Club. This really does mean it is the only move they can make. Brought back Don Callis though.
Ooh.
Oh,
I can't do Don Callis as a babyface is not a real thing.
no. Now that could be something they play off of. Heel Don Callis, Kenny being babyface with the Bucks, conflict there. That can add to the storyline.
Well, he's getting a hell of a fucking reaction right now. I mean, good for him. Like I've said, I've gone on record and said I'm not the biggest Kenny Omega guy. I'm really not.
I'm right there with you. With you.
But I don't want to see anybody's career cut short because of injury. I want, there's no denying the guy goes out and gives it his fucking all. So.
We lost John's audio again.
I muted him.
One more time.
There you go.
Does this solidify the Bucks and Omega as the first trios champs?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna disagree. I still think the Undisputed Elite takes them. Because, dude, is he back early? It's weird to see Kenny Omega in a fucking brace.
Oh.
That kind of worries me.
Yeah. All those are shiny.
You're back early, John. Shut up. What the hell does that even mean?
I mean, I can see what you mean about the Undisputed Elite. I mean, if I had it my way, those three would be the first to have those trios titles. But the fact that Tony Khan has gone on record and said that they waited for those trios titles for Kenny Omega to come back, I can see them just being like, "Here you go, present."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he said that for a couple of months. Like Tony Khan has said, like when people ask him about the trios title, he's been like waiting for Kenny. We're waiting on Kenny to be back so we can be a part of it.
Are the Undisputed Elite in the tournament? I just noticed that.
I don't think that. I don't think they're not in the tournament because they're not cleared.
Fucking selling it. I assumed they were. Fuck.
Oh.
No, they're not. They're not in it.
I don't like that he's back with a fucking brace on. That kind of worries me that he's not healed up.
Look, I need to go back and look at the bracket again and look at the matches that have already gone on, but because I can't remember off the top of my head and I don't have it right in front of me. I mean, if I was booking it, just because they've been there for so long, give it to the Dark Order. Please give it to the Dark Order.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They've been there since day one. They've gone through a lot. Like they've had I'm a big believer that if Brody Lee hadn't have passed, that Dark Order would be a group to reckon with throughout AEW.
Yeah. So that brings up another point because the Bucks and Omega are obviously going to win. So Andrade's taking another L, guys.
Such a
I don't
waste of a
like
good
that.
talent. No.
That is too good of a talent to waste in Andrade. I really don't like that.
It took me a long time to really get into Andrade when he was in NXT. But really once I started watching him more and more and really just, got past just that.
Zelina Vega really helped him out.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot.
Really helped him out. And, it got him all the way. I know he won the title because, if I remember right, he won the title because Drew got injured. And it was like in the middle of the moment, they switched it up.
Yeah.
But, Andrade, his match with Gargano.
So good.
Everything he's done has been good. I hate seeing him lose so much on AEW. I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't put him with the damn Private Party and Butcher and Blade. I wouldn't have done that. Not my company, though.
No.
So, well, guys, in case you were just joining us, we are live on Twitch. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. And tonight, every week that we run, we are sponsored by Rootless Coffee Company. Go to Rootless, use the promo code Panda Coffee, and get 15% off your order. Non-collabs are, collabs are excluded. So, congratulations to Kenny Omega to coming back for reals.
Yeah.
Did either of y'all happen to watch Heatwave last night? NXT Heatwave.
Saw highlights, but I didn't get to watch all of it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Nobody does. Nobody does. But there are a couple things that came out. I actually watched it. I got my notes here. There are a couple things that came out of it. Santos Escobar lost his match to Tony D'Angelo, which means he was kicked out of NXT 2.0, which means he is headed to the roster.
Absolutely.
That will be fun. Santos Escobar is criminally underrated. He was great in Black and Gold. He was great in that Cruiserweight title tournament. So I really look forward to seeing what happens with him. As far as what you do with him, I got no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think, Bree, they don't bring him up until the draft? Or do you think they bring him up as soon as possible?
I would say wait for the draft because, thinking about it, I don't know who I could picture having a match with, off the top of my head. Unless it was, Angel Garza or, Humberto or I don't know who he could face up there.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I'm gonna say they're gonna wait till after Clash of the Castle when they do the draft.
That's a good one, Panda.
Panda read my mind. Ricochet versus Santos Escobar would be great.
I think you're gonna see a brand new Ricochet once he returns.
Dude,
forget him being so cooled down. It's gonna be him and NXT on the main roster.
Just the past 2 weeks, he's been better than he has the past 2 years on the fucking roster. It's been insane.
Yeah.
Also last night, Mandy Rose retained her title. Justin, has there been anybody on the NXT roster that has benefited more from NXT 2.0 than Mandy Rose?
Oh, absolutely not. And I will say this, when she got sent down to NXT, I was like, thank you. Because it was kind of like the Eva Marie thing. Let's get her some more reps. Let's get her some more work. And I will say she has improved drastically. She is so much better. Not only in ring, but character-wise. I believe her as a title holder. I believe her in the role that she's playing. And I believe that she has been one that, with how they redid NXT, she has made the most and learned the most in a brand that a lot of people have stopped watching. But I think we'll start picking back up on in this new regime.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. I mean, I'm the same way as you. I thought when she went to NXT, I was like, it was weird that they split up her and Dana Brooke just without a word. But Brie, if you look at everything she's done Braun Breaker was going to be a push star no matter what. He's got the lineage, he's got the athletic ability, but when you think of NXT 2.0, as much as I guess Shawn Michaels is the head of creative for it, it's been a toxic attraction and Mandy Rose show for the past year.
Yeah, hands down. And like they had just have like the charisma, like how they carry themselves. Like it draws people in. Like, I mean, not just because of their looks, like just like how they're carrying themselves. Like even with the two other women, like without their belts, Mandy's got the gold around her waist. She's
Yeah. And her wrestling has improved.
Yeah.
I don't typically like to say their wrestling abilities, comment on a wrestler's wrestling abilities because I am not one. But I guess I can say I believe her in matches a lot more.
Yeah.
I can say that. The other thing just hit
muted.
Maybe it just unplugged itself. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe it's me hitting my mic. Fuck. He's gonna give me so much shit after this episode. Oh, the other things that stood out last night at Heat Wave, Carmelo Hayes needs to be on the main roster.
Yeah.
Dude, the dude is insanely fucking talented. Carmelo Hayes is insanely talented. Last night, after the main event on NXT 2.0 Heat Wave, Braun Breaker defeated JD McDonough. And it was a good match. But afterwards, Tyler Bate showed up to confront Braun Breaker. But here's the catch. He showed up with the NXT UK Championship. They did that, but on NXT UK, Ilya Dragunov hasn't relinquished the title yet. That was fucking strange.
Mm-hmm.
But Braun Breaker versus Tyler Bate. Will that bring interest to either one of y'all?
I like both of them. I mean, I don't know. I am invested in Braun Breaker because of his family lineage. I was always a Steiner fan when they were a tag team when I was younger, when they were solo and on their own, when Scott became Big Papa Pump. Even
this fat son of a bitch.
Yeah, and Steiner math. So, like, I was invested from the get-go. I'm worried. I don't think it's going to happen now, but I was worried that they were slowly going to turn him into a Goldberg-like, especially if he got to the main roster and Vince was still there, he would have been a Goldberg-like kind of run over everybody, which is fine. But if we have somebody that's going to run over everybody, it's going to be Brock. It's going to be Brock. But I'm wondering if this is just a way to set up another like Worlds Collide, NXT versus NXT UK. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, that was a good pay-per-view. When they did that Worlds Collide pay-per-view, that was good. That was extremely good. But this is, Bree, in my opinion, this is probably going to be the toughest test for Braun Breaker's young career because Tyler Bate is insanely fucking talented. Guys, if you have not watched Tyler Bate, go watch him versus Pete Dunne in any match, and go watch
Absolutely.
Go watch him versus Walter, now known as Gunther, on SmackDown, and see how great of a fucking wrestler Tyler Bate is. So, Bree, what do you think? Is this Braun Breaker's ultimate test?
I think it's gonna be, and it's interesting that he brought the NXT UK title because, like, I don't know if it's true or not. Like, eventually, if they do shut down NXT UK, they might unify the titles.
Very much.
So
that's still one of the coolest looking belts. The NXT UK belt,
such a good belt.
Mm-hmm.
I like all their belts. Yeah, all their belts they look prestigious.
Yeah. That what is it, calligraphy or whatever they do on it, that is a gorgeous fucking belt. And yeah. So guys, did y'all hear the rumor? What was it yesterday from Sean Ross? Was it Sean Ross Sapp that somebody in WWE
Mm-hmm.
reached out to somebody in AEW trying to see if they can get out of their contract?
I saw it. I read it. I mean, we'll see how long before Tony Khan calls contract tampering.
Yeah, that's that's a serious allegation, and the wrestler wants to remain anonymous. It was PKM reaching out to Butler. Okay, assuming, and this is completely assuming, who do you think got reached out by WWE? Bree.
I think one of them.
For the record, I still believe MJF. This whole MJF situation is just for show, so he counts as an AEW wrestler. So you can pick him.
I'm going to go with probably the two most predictable. I'm going to say Malachi and Adam Cole.
Malachi and Adam Cole?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. You know, they fuck those two at NXT New Orleans.
Ooh.
Such a beautiful match.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Justin? If you had to pick one former NXT guy, because supposedly it was a former NXT guy, who do you think it was?
I'd have
or
to go
was it
Adam
MJF?
Cole. I mean, I'm sure that MJF is on the radar, like, and above the radar probably. Like, I'm sure they, especially now with Triple H and having them a little more freedom and knowing his capabilities on the microphone, that Triple H would be like, you can come here. It's not gonna be as, you know, here's your script like you have been made to think of. We trust you. We've seen what you can do with not a writer. But if it's a former NXT, to me it's got to be Adam Cole. Triple H had so much faith in him and saw him as someone that, even if you look at Adam Cole's size, Triple H believed in him. And look how long he carried that NXT championship and the matches. And I mean, how many war games were the Undisputed Era in? Like, he trusted Adam Cole, and I think that's who it probably would be of anybody.
Yeah, I think Adam Cole was his Ric Flair. I really do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yesterday after that happened, I was watching a live, and it was, I know Mr. Tesh, I know the Professor, I know Wheezy, and there was two others in there, and they were talking about that situation. And I believe it was Mr. Tesh from the Straight Shoot that said that it was possibly two people he reached out to buy out their contract.
Adam Cole and Britt, try to get them both.
Mm.
My thoughts, at first, I'm like everybody else. I was thinking Adam Cole. And I still think if it was two people, it was Adam Cole. But if it was only one person, I said it last week or the week before, if he's going to buy out anybody's contract, I truly believe he knows he can't have Adam Cole back till 2027. What's the point in bringing Adam? Adam Cole is great, but Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish and Roderick Strong, that's the show.
Bring them in together, bring them back as a group.
Yep.
I'm half tempted to believe that the one person that Triple H reached out to try and get back in AEW was William Regal.
That makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
I think Triple H misses that guy more than anything, and he wants him back. It was Billy Gunn.
Bring the ass boys.
Yo, did y'all see Billy Gunn got turned on by his own kids earlier tonight? Ass boys done dropped their daddy.
They're ass men now. They're just strict ass men.
Well, at Blood and Guts.
Oh, I wonder if he can bring back the damn
Blood and Guts.
The song.
Oh, dude, I wonder if they can bring the song back.
No, that's WWF property or WWE property.
Damn, dude, this is a really good trios match going on right now on AEW. So I don't know. Triple H, I don't know if I believe the story yet or not, because of the simple fact that I think Triple H would work more towards the end of working with AEW than just outright trying to go behind the scenes and steal somebody's contract. Yeah. Because Triple H is like us. He wants to see those fantasy book matches just like the rest of us.
Yeah. And he's willing to make play. I mean, he's in a position and has the knowledge and the talent to do it, but he wants to make plays. he wants to make big moves. And I think that's a lot of like, kind of like with the Dexter Loomis storyline, where we had like the little storyline behind the storyline last week with the, you know, the mysterious hand and glove on the door, potentially teasing Bray. I still think that was a Dexter Loomis moment myself, but I like that a lot of people think it's Bray because I would love to see Bray back. But
Did y'all
he's
see my
playing
theory?
it. No.
Did y'all see my theory video about the whole Wyatt Six thing?
Oh yes, yes I did, and I like it. I do like it.
I know I'm overthinking bigger than shit, but that would be pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that he is playing towards. He understands the AEW crowd and how they're smart to the business, and he's starting to play to that and throw Easter eggs and throw like, okay, it may not be Bray, but we can make you think it might be Bray just to get you thinking.
Dude, I'm fully convinced that the reason that my Bray Wyatt theory got so many views, because it's like 5,000 views last time I looked at it, right? Not to brag, but I think it's because I tagged Bray. I think it's because I used the hashtag Bray Wyatt. Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer and Jim Cornette and Vince Russo can talk all the fucking shit they want, but everybody loved that fucking Fiend character.
Yeah.
It is very rare when I post something about Bray Wyatt or the Fiend that I get a Bray Wyatt sucks or a negative comment.
Yeah.
It might not be for them, but wrestling fans loved it.
I have a question for you though, because I know you're such a big Bray fan. Bray comes back. What do you do to bring him back? Do you bring him back as Firefly Funhouse and Fiend? Do you bring him back as original, you know, rocking in the chair, like Wyatt fan, with like maybe even getting like what? I mean, I love the Fiend character and everything, or is it something completely different for him?
So as great of a thinker as Bray Wyatt is, and as great of an evolutionist, if that's even a fucking word, that Bray Wyatt is, I don't want to see the Fiend die yet. I don't want to see the Fiend. The Fiend never got his just due.
Yeah.
He literally, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who said this, he could have been the next generation's Undertaker.
Oh, absolutely.
Where we know it's not real, but god damn it, he makes it look real.
Yeah.
And
yeah, his last appearance as that character should not be coming out of a freaking Jack in the Box.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Vince fucked him. There's no denying. Vince fucked him. You've read the articles. He should have never lost to Goldberg. I don't give a shit. I'll call Goldberg a liar all day. You're not going to tell me that Goldberg didn't have something to do with the Fiend losing in Saudi to him. But as far as how I would bring back Bray Wyatt, I'm fine bringing back the Firefly Funhouse and the Fiend. I really am. But if they only brought back just the Fiend without the Firefly Funhouse, I'd be okay with that too. I would put him. What I would do. Let's just hypothetical and give me Clash at the Castle. Okay, give me the Clash at the Castle. This Friday, Karrion Kross somehow earns his way into that fucking match, and it's now a 3-way. So now at Clash at the Castle, we get Roman, Kross, and Drew. As much as I'm going to piss everybody off, I would have Roman win. It's been done before. When Roman's won, he's got on the fucking mic. There's nothing we can do about that. I think that was a Vince overplay. Every time he gets off and beats Big Name, there's no one left. There's no one left. Unfortunately, when he says it this time, we're expecting it. But that's when I would play the Firefly Funhouse. I wouldn't show Bray Wyatt. I would just put the Firefly Funhouse up and cut off. Because that alone is going to get everybody to tune back in. Mm-hmm. You're going to tune into Raw to see if Roman's on there to talk about it. He's not.
Yep.
And you go to SmackDown. So now you're forcing people to turn into Raw and SmackDown, and you're increasing both ratings.
I agree.
Yes, we want Ramblin' Rabbit.
Yeah.
Like play
Roman
the music
Reigns,
and then put the rabbit in the ring, like afterwards. Like have the lights go out and then have the rabbit sitting in the ring.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. So Roman Reigns, the one cool thing after Roman beat Bray was that Alexa
Oh yeah.
Alexa was coming back up the ring, and Roman was coming down the ring, and she just turned down and gave him an evil look. I don't know how you bring up Alexa back to Bray, but there's got to be a point where Alexa or whoever is going to do the Sister Abigail has to much do like Scarlett did and come down to that ring and place that dead rabbit in the middle of the ring. Roman Reigns, the story's right there. Roman Reigns didn't pin Bray Wyatt. Roman Reigns didn't beat Bray Wyatt for that belt. He pinned Braun Strowman. So he's not the champ until he beats Bray Wyatt. I don't see him as the Universal champ. And I would just keep needling little hints. But if Bray Wyatt comes back, it's got to be with the Fiend character. Like Justin said, the last image I want is not Bray Wyatt coming out of a fucking Jack in the Box and losing to Randy Orton in a feud that he should have fucking won. The Fiend still needs his fucking just due in WWE, and I would put the belt on the Fiend. The Fiend should be the one to take it off Roman, not Cody, not fucking Theory. When it comes to that Universal title, it should only be Bray Wyatt that takes it off of him. But that's just me.
Yeah. They've got so many roads right now that they can go down. More than they have in a long time.
Yeah.
And that's another great fucking thing. With what happened Monday, we're not going to talk about it yet because it's Bree's hot topic, but you put with that Kevin Owens McIntyre promo, you just put Kevin Owens back into the title picture. Where? We don't know. But they put him in enough to know that he goes the distance with Drew, and he's not fucking around anymore. Prize fighter Kevin Owens is always the best Kevin Owens.
Absolutely.
So, you guys ready to have some fun?
Yeah.
All right. So there have been rumors that the WWE is bringing back the draft. Okay. So we're going to give these two a roster. They get 10 picks. I don't care who they are. I don't care male, woman, tag teams. If you want to split the tag team, that's up to you. If you want to take the tag team as one pick, that's up to you. Free range on this shit. Because Justin won Guess the Wrestler last week, he gets the first pick. So, Justin, you work for the USA Network, and you were Team Raw. Ms. Bree, you were Team SmackDown. So, Justin's Raw, Bree SmackDown. With the first pick, Justin starts his SmackDown era off with...
I thought you said that was Raw.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Raw.
Yeah. So, I teased it a little bit earlier. The person that I think that could take the title off of Roman, that has faced Roman for that title, and to me, it was early on in Roman's title reign with the Universal Championship. And to me, was some of the most believable matches. The moments where I thought that Roman was going to lose it. We've talked about him all show. My number one pick is Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens, number one pick for Monday Night Raw under the Justin Dad Hat era. That's a good one, Bree.
My first pick, it's between two. I'm going to go with Karrion Kross.
Ooh. Karrion Kross is on SmackDown. Guys, champions are in play. Remember that. So, all right, Justin, you got Kevin Owens. Who you taking next?
Next up is going to be somebody that I think is going to be a world champion. I don't think in the next year, but I say at least in the next 2 years, he will be either Universal or World Championship, especially under the new reign. My second pick, and I'm giving him his freaking first name back, Tommaso Ciampa.
Ooh. That's a good one. Tommaso Ciampa is criminally underrated. I don't know what Vince didn't see in him. I mean, he's to me, he could be a more sadistic Randy Orton. Like, he could do what Randy Orton used to do, Ciampa could do worse to Randy Orton, and you'd believe it.
Ciampa to me is like, I really saw in NXT, you had Ciampa and Gargano. Hunter was looking at that as Ciampa is young him, Gargano is young Sean, and I really believe that Ciampa can. I don't know. Like, I was always like, I love Johnny Gargano, but if it's got to be between the two of those, I'm going Ciampa.
I mean, I don't blame you one bit, dude. Ciampa is a heel. He is a great fucking heel. We loved him. We loved him because he was such a great heel, and we hated when he broke his neck. And we came back. Adam Cole in the Undisputed Era running Rush Up. There was a reason for him to turn to be a good guy. But if you're having me pick a good Ciampa or bad Ciampa all day. From when he turned on Gargano and he didn't even have any entrance music. And then when he won the NXT title, he holster it like this and keep everybody away with it. That is a good pick for number 2, Tommaso Ciampa, and I wrote down Tommaso Ciampa. All right, Bree, who you got?
I'm gonna go a little different. I'm gonna say Sami Zayn.
Really? Number 2 pick, yeah. Sami Zayn. Wow.
He was on my list, and yeah, like, he's up there. He deserves. Yeah. I want a Sami Zayn title run at some point.
Or, like, I think I mentioned it last week. I want Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. I'm going to talk about that later, but yeah, I want them together again.
Sami Zayn, dude. Sami Zayn's another one. He's criminally underrated. Maybe it's because of his size. Maybe it's because of his goofiness with the conspiracy theorists. But, dude, one of my favorite matches of all time is Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura from NXT Dallas.
Absolutely.
Debut. It was I didn't watch a whole lot of New Japan back then. I really started, full disclosure, watching New Japan when AJ Styles showed up after he left Impact, because I'm an AJ Styles fan. But that was my first look at WWE actually doing hard-hitting wrestling like a New Japan. So, yes, dude, get Sami Zayn, the conspiracy theorist, Sami Zayn, the honorary Uso. Fuck you. Sami
What did you learn?
We're gonna have a talk after the show. Sami Zayn, the underdog from the underground. Any Sami Zayn you get, you're getting gold. So hell of a pick for number 2. So Raw right now has Kevin Owens and Ciampa. SmackDown has Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn. Justin, number 3.
All right. To me, somebody that should not have ever slowed down with the momentum, should have literally come in and dominated. Number 3, Rhea Ripley.
Damn it.
Rhea Ripley, the first female taken off of the board is Rhea Ripley. That is a good move. Look, man, she may very well be the biggest heel on Raw right now.
Mm-hmm.
She's poppy.
Yeah.
Dude, when I went to Raw a couple weeks ago and she came through the crowd and Edge speared Dominic, when she was leaving, she walked right under me, dude. She was just giving us so much shit. Rhea Ripley's a phenomenal fucking talent, a phenomenal fucking heel.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Miss Bree, your 3rd pick.
That was going to be my 3rd pick, but my first woman's pick, I'm going to go with Bayley.
Bayley, hey. There ain't nothing
Can't go wrong with her.
We all wanted Bayley back, and now we got her back. That is a great pick. I'm really excited to see her wrestle. I kind of hope they hold off until Clash of the Castle, but I really want to see her back in the ring. I liked her best when she was right before she got injured, where she was the Mick Foley Cactus Jack, jacket. She basically was wrestling in street clothes. I think that brings more character to her. I love Bayley. Great pick. Number 4 on Raw, Justin.
I feel like the one I don't pick is what she's gonna pick next too.
That's the fun of this.
Yeah. So I gotta go with my gut and go, to me, someone that will continue to be dominant for at least another 10 years. At least 10 more years. And that's Seth freaking Rollins.
Ooh, Seth Rollins on Raw. Monday Night Rollins stays intact. You know, Seth Rollins, you can put him on Raw. You can put him on SmackDown. You can put him in AEW. You can put him in New Japan. Seth Rollins is a fucking wrestler. Seth Rollins.
He's going to deliver.
He's going to deliver no matter the fuck what. I'm not going to lie, though. I'm getting tired of that fucking laugh. The laugh's starting to get on my nerves.
Hey, best moment ever in the last couple of months to me has been the laugh to John Cena's music.
Yeah. Hey, man, Seth Rollins continues to evolve. He is, you know, he's going to go down as a Hall of Famer and an all-time great.
Absolutely.
You know, Seth Rollins is a heel, but damn near every single person, at least that I know of on WrestleTalk, would love to see him take the belt off Roman because he's just that fucking good.
I mean, how great was it the coming out to the Shield music when he faced him, dressed in Shield gear?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, dude, it was Joker. It was Joker-esque. It was something that you'd see the Joker do to Batman, and that's what he's going for. It was completely when he did that. I got the big. I holy shit, that's an epic troll. So, all right, Bree, your fourth pick.
Gonna go with somebody. A lot of people don't like him right now, but I think he's hilarious and what he's doing is great. I'm gonna go with Theory.
Are we going Austin Theory or are we going Theory?
I want Austin Theory.
We're gonna use Austin. Hey, you got the pencil. It's your call.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Austin Theory.
Austin Theory. Good pick. Hey, man, love him or hate him. I get why people hate him because, dude, he really looks like John Cena. And we just went through 20 years of John Cena. But, I mean, go watch Evolve and what he did in Evolve. His match where him and JD Drake combined the titles was a fucking classic. Mm-hmm. So he's got all the talent in the world. You may not like the way Vince McMahon used him, but that doesn't mean Triple H can't turn him into something. So fourth pick Theory, hell yeah. All right, man, you're halfway through, Justin. Give me a fifth pick.
All right, so we're bringing another female onto the roster. Somebody
Rhea's got to fight somebody.
We haven't seen her for a while. I think that she is somebody that is she was showcased in NXT. I think that NXT 2.0 put a damper on that, and that's going to be Indy Hartwell.
Wow. Pulling up from NXT, Indy Hartwell. That is a good one. Yeah, I think when the Way broke up and NXT turned to NXT 2.0, it really affected her showcase. But, you know, hell, she might show up with Dexter Lumis. They're married.
She tweeted something.
Did she?
She tweeted like a picture of them. Like, and said something like, I think she just gave like a thumbs up was like what the only text was.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think that's what they did when they got married. What Lumis did when they got married was the thumbs up. Yeah. Indy Hartwell's a talent, dude. So far, guys, y'all's list, I can say one thing about y'all's list. They're fucking wrestlers. I mean, they're definitely fucking wrestlers. All right, Miss Bree, your fifth pick.
All right. It's going to be a woman. I'm going to go with the one that I want her to live at Clash of the Castle. I'm going to go in with Shayna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler. Has there been anybody on the main roster that has been fucked over more than Shayna Baszler? Under Vince McMahon. She was a killer. She was the closest thing we had to Asuka after Asuka left, and we got nothing in return when she hit the Raw roster. She wasn't tapping people out. They ended up putting her with Nia Jax. Everybody's opinions on Nia Jax is everybody's opinions. And then they did the stupid stuff with Alexa Bliss. All she needs to do is come out there and tap out people. That's it. She goes in there, she beats the hell out of them, and you have, look when Rhea came to NXT from NXT UK. Shayna was kicking people's ass, and then Rhea showed up, and it was like, oh fuck, now we got a real contender. Shayna Baszler, hell of a pick. I like that one. Number 6, Justin, 6th pick. Before you pick, I have to say, we're halfway through this. Guys, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. In the comments, we have been seeing that we have been gaining followers. We have been gaining subscribers. Guys, we can't thank y'all enough for that. We are the WrestleTok Wolfpac. We are sponsored by Rootless Coffee Company. Go to Rootless. Use the promo code Panda Coffee. Get 15% off all your order except for collabs. Justin, you see her yawning. You see her yawning over there, right?
Hey,
that was a fake one.
Hey, go drink your Rootless coffee.
So thank you all for joining us. This has been an absolutely fun show. We still got time left. We're halfway through a draft. Raw belongs to Justin. SmackDown belongs to Bree. So far, Raw has Kevin Owens, Tommaso Ciampa, Rhea Ripley, Seth Rollins, and Indy Hartwell as their first 5 picks. SmackDown has taken Karrion Kross, Sami Zayn, Bayley, Austin Theory, and Shayna Baszler. So we've got some good lineups. I do want to point out that no champs have been picked. So I don't know the thoughts. I'm going to let this fall out. I'm not saying to pick them. I want to hear y'all's true feelings on your own draft. So number 6, Mr. Justin, who you taking?
I can't leave him out. I felt like for the longest time, because I was a fan of him when he was younger. I was a fan of him when a lot of people were talking crap about him. I was excited when he returned. Number 6 is Cody Rhodes.
Dude, honest to God, I forgot about Cody. Cody Rhodes coming in at number 6 for Team Raw. Dude, that was a good one.
Even if he eats up my pyro budget.
He does have insane pyro. Like, holy shit.
I feel like when he comes back, it's going to be like double that. They're like, give him more pyro.
Yep.
Dude, shout out. I'm not going to lie. I completely forgot about Cody Rhodes. Maybe now's a good time for him to come back. Starting to forget about him. All right, Miss Bree, your 6th pick.
Okay. I'm going to go with the first tag team. And they've been killing it lately with the Usos. I'm going to pick the Street Profits.
Wow, taking the Street Profits before you take the Usos.
Yep.
See, I had Montez by himself. I didn't include him as tag team.
You can't have him at all now. Street Profits. Oh, that's a good pick. What do you do with them though? Do you split them or do you keep them as a tag team?
I'd say keep them as a tag team and then slow burn. One of them turns on the other.
Yeah.
Like slowly storytell.
Hey, it's your show. You get to do with it what you want. All right, Justin, pick number 7.
All right, I'm going to pick my first champion.
Oh.
Current champion. We're getting a name change. He's going back to Walter.
Oh. I'm even writing it in capital letters. Walter. And underlining it. Fucking killer pick. Killer. He's soon to be world champ.
With the shape he's in and what he has done, he has made himself into an even hotter commodity by getting in shape. And because he saw the writing on the wall for him and knowing what Vince McMahon wanted and got into that shape, thinking that Vince would be in power. And he did that. But now that Hunter is in power, He is a boy of Hunter, so he's good on both counts. He will be a world champion.
Oh yeah, he did the right thing by listening to Vince McMahon. Whether you think what Vince McMahon wanted him to do or not was right,
Yeah.
he did the right thing by listening to Vince, and Vince fell in love with him. And then after Vince got removed, like you said, he was Triple H's boy, so he benefits from the fact that he's been beside Triple H. I mean, fuck, he was NXT UK champ for what, 3 years?
Yeah.
So yeah, Walter. I'm with you. I would change his name back to Walter. But yeah, future world champion, future, and he could be that this era's Iron Sheik, where you're just waiting on some red-blooded American to just take it off the guy who hates America. I could see that. Great pick. All right, Miss Bree, your 7th pick.
I'm gonna go with somebody kind of along the lines of Walter. They've had amazing matches together. I'm gonna go with somebody from NXT UK. I'm gonna say Ilya Dragunov.
Oh.
Giving him versus Walter again on the main roster.
That's a good pick.
Do you know what that means? That means the only way we could get that fucking third match is a Survivor Series both holds the title.
Oh man, that's such a good pick. That's a good pick.
Everybody listening right now, if you have not seen either matches between Walter and Ilya Dragunov, go to Peacock, go to YouTube, go to wherever you can find those two matches and watch them. I think the first one is a little bit better because there was no crowd and you could hear every single chop and kick and it hurt. I go watch. If you haven't watched those matches, go watch those matches. Great pick and great steal. I will say that because I don't know if Justin was thinking about it, but holy shit.
No, not at all. And I feel stupid for not.
Oh, that was a good one. All right, Justin, you got 3 picks left. Pick number 8. Who you going with?
I'm gonna go with somebody that's a little bit of a like Dragunov was kind of a I don't say a black sheep, but a sleeper pick. Wasn't on everybody's radar. He's coming from NXT, so I've got another NXT one coming up. I think that he can be used in a lot of different ways. Mm-hmm. Joe Gacy.
Joe Gacy. Bray Wyatt Jr.
Mm-hmm. That's one reason why I asked you when I messaged you today, and I was like, free agents, can we include them in a draft? Can we bring them in? Because if not, if Bray's off the table, I'm bringing Joe.
As long as they are under the WWE banner, I don't care if they're in NXT UK, NXT. I don't care. As long as they're they're for sure under the WWE banner right now. You can take them.
Yep.
And yeah, Joe Gacy. I preferred the CZW Joe Gacy. That I think it was the end of his career. It was much like a cult leader Bray Wyatt style over the
preacher-ish,
whatever you want to call him now, SJW, whatever you want to call him now. But either way, Joe Gacy, yeah, that's a good one. All right, Bree, pick number 8.
Okay, I'm gonna pick my 3rd woman. She's one of the first women's wrestlers that I paid attention to in her group. I thought she was the most underrated in her group at the time. I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, when she comes back as the man, Becky Lynch is gonna fucking kill it. The best thing they did for her was get her away from that Miley Cyrus wannabe bullshit. Becky Lynch. Justin, number 9 for Raw.
I'm going to bring in my first tag team. And a lot of people are going to say I'm chasing the hug. But I'm not. I was excited to see him return. Hit Row.
All right, Hit Row. Hey. Dude, I'm interested to see what they do with Hit Row. What did he pop in and do? I saw him pop out. I was writing.
All I saw was it turning.
He's chasing the hug.
No, because like I mean, they can be dominant as a tag team.
Yes.
She can be dominant in the women's division. As individuals, the tag team can break up and they can be champions in their own right as individuals. You have so many dynamics with that group that you could do.
Yeah.
With just the three of them.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, if Swerve was still there, yeah, it would be, I mean, even more like pieces to move around. Like, it could be the Freebird rules where 1 week you get Top Dollar and Swerve, the next week, you know, switch them around. But there's so much you can do with Hit Row, and I'm excited to see him back. I was like, when that music hit, I was like, yes.
Yeah, and I've seen, I'm sure we've all seen the tweets. Hit Row doesn't need Swerve, and that's not a shot at Swerve. Swerve is phenomenal fucking talent. Hit Row does not need Swerve to be successful. Hit Row needs AJ Francis, Ashanti the Adonis, B-Fab. That crew right there can do completely awesome, completely fine without needing Swerve.
I love Swerve. I think they are stronger without him.
AJ in himself, he moves way too fast for a big man. Did you see that knee in the corner and then he flipped over the ropes? I was just, when he hit it, I was in pain. I was like, ow! So yeah, Hit Row, phenomenal fucking pick. All right, Bree, your 9th pick.
Oh boy. This is somebody that I think needs a drastic character change because he was a complete force to be reckoned with, and now they just completely butchered his character. I'm going to say Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne.
Yep.
Yes,
He was
and we're
on
going
that.
back to Pete Dunne. Thank you for that.
Yes. God, Butch.
I'm hoping. I don't care if he just comes out as Pete Dunne one day. I don't care. Just change him back to Pete Dunne. It doesn't have to be this big storyline to get his name back. Just change him the fuck back to Pete Dunne. Guys, we're at our last pick, and I can name off a couple people missing from this list. All right, man. With your last pick, who are you taking?
I've got a few. Damn it. Looking at, my process was I pulled up the entire roster of WWE.
Okay.
And I wrote down if I had who I would pick out of everybody. And there are a lot of names that I'm sure that you're thinking of that I did not write down. Roman Reigns was not on that list. I think for my last, looking at what I've got to produce the best matches, to have the best talent, you got to go with, to me, a GOAT that doesn't get enough credit.
If you say Baron Corbin, I swear to God, I'm going to have Panda fire you.
He actually is on my list, but that's not my choice. He's a good resource player. Like, everybody's feud has to start with Corbin. But I'm going to go with your boy, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
It's bullshit he was picked 10th.
Man.
All right. Final pick is the phenomenal AJ Styles. Bree, were you thinking that one?
Yes, that's who I was going to pick.
Stole you at the last one. Damn shame.
I only have 5 other on my list. Between the people that she picked and who I picked, I only had 5 more written on my list.
Okay. All right. I want to know the other 5, but let's see where she goes with her last pick.
Well, it's going to be kind of a giveaway, but he's only had a couple matches, but he brings so much life to the roster, like the commentary. I'm Pat McAfee.
I knew it as soon as I saw the comment. I knew it. Pat McAfee as the number 10 pick.
Good choice. I didn't even think to include him. I was thinking like
As soon as I saw the comment, I said she's going McAfee. She's going fucking McAfee. Hey man, is there anybody hotter in WWE right now than Pat
Nope.
McAfee?
Pat versus Corey Graves.
bring it. Yeah.
All right, so let's run down this list real quick, okay? Because that wasn't one of the last 5, was it, Justin?
No.
Okay, so for Team Raw, for Justin, his number 1 pick was Kevin Owens. Pick number 2, Tommaso Ciampa. 3, Rhea Ripley. 4, Seth Rollins. Are we going Seth Rollins or Seth freaking Rollins?
I would like his name to go back to the Architect, but
Okay, that's fine. We're not because I didn't write freaking because I'm tired of the freaking shit.
just Seth Rollins.
I'm hoping with Pete Dunne's name, it just changes happen. Number 5, Indy Hartwell pulling from NXT. Number 6, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Number 7, we're changing his name back from Gunther to Walter. Number 8, Joe Gacy. Number 9, the tag team of the returning Hit Row. And rounding out his 10 picks, the phenomenal AJ Styles. Guys, in the comments on a scale of 1 to 10, give Justin your rating of his 10 picks. SmackDown, Bree's show. Her first pick was the returning Karrion Kross. Number 2, she kind of threw me for a loop. I'm not going to lie. I liked the pick, but I wasn't expecting it. And number 2, she took Sami Zayn. Number 3, Bayley. Number 4, Austin Theory. Number 5, the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler. Number 6, she's taking both the Street Profits and keeping them together for a while. Number 7, she had to counter Justin's Walter pick, and she brought in from NXT UK Ilya Dragunov. Number 8, the man Becky Lynch, right? We're not going with Miley Cyrus. We're going the man Becky Lynch. All right. Number 9, she brought Pete Dunne. Fuck Butch. Pete Dunne is where it's at. And her 10th pick, she shocked everybody, and she took commentator Pat McAfee. Not a single champion in WWE right now besides Walter was picked. No Roman Reigns, no Usos, no Bobby Lashley, nobody. That's kind of Bianca Belair, nobody. That's the one thing I found interesting about this list. Guys, sound off in the comments and let me know what you think of Bree's list. Scale of 1 to 10. Wills says Justin got an 8 of 10, Bree a 10 of 10. All right, Justin. Who are the 5 left on
Wills
your
is
list?
chasing the hug downhill so he can go faster. I love you, man. I love you, Wills.
Shout out to Wills Wrestling. If you don't know who Wills Wrestling is on TikTok, guys, go follow him. He's
Absolutely.
He's a great fucking kid. I couldn't have been happier. I literally almost cried when he hit 1,000. He's nothing but positive. He gives it his all. Go follow Wills Wrestling on TikTok, guys. And you'll understand the jokes if you go follow him on TikTok. Fuck.
He's got a great sense of humor about it too.
Yeah, he does. All right, Justin. So who are the 5 left on your list?
Okay. Dakota Kai.
Good pick.
Braun Breaker. Edge. We mentioned Corbin, but yeah.
Right.
Dexter Lumis.
Wow, that was your next 5.
Yeah. So everybody that I got, and like the ones that I had on my list that she picked, Montez Ford, Bayley, Pete Dunne, Karrion Kross, Theory. So they were on there.
Yeah. I mean, they're both great lists. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of shocked that no one picked Roman Reigns. I really am, or the Usos. But hey, man, that's what makes this sport so great. there's so many ways of thinking, and there's so many good ideas out there. You can never be wrong. You can just throw your shit out there and hope it sticks. Great job, guys. So we did this because next week I got an idea. And I think I told you all about this last night. Next week, we're getting closer to the NFL season. And what do you do with NFL? Fantasy drafts. We're gonna start doing some fantasy drafts. We're not gonna do it every week, but we're gonna have some fun with it. We're gonna do the WrestleTok Wolfpac fantasy draft, but it's not gonna be for wrestlers per se. Next week, we're gonna start. We're all three of us are gonna get 5 picks. Will's lives this life a quarter mile at a time. Y'all going to hell. Next week, we're going to start it off. And I got this idea from when we used to pull the Mount Rushmores. Next week, we each get 5. The WrestleTok Wolfpac draft, 5 managers. Not valets. So Miss Elizabeth, Sherry, managers. We each get 5, and once that person's gone, they're gone. So we're gonna try it out next week, and we can do it with managers, we can do it with tag teams, we can do it with old school wrestlers, but we're gonna have some fun with that next week. Bree, you've been dying to talk about. You've been dying to talk about Monday Night Raw and Kevin Owens versus Drew McIntyre. We have sat on it because you told us you want that to be your hot topic.
Yeah.
So the floor is yours, ma'am. Lead us. Let's talk about it.
All right. First, I just want to say the overall promo, like the whole segment, I feel like Triple H gave them full reign and just told them say what you want to say. Because watching it just caught me so off guard, how aggressive Drew was. He said, I wrote it down. He said at first he suffering from back injury because he was carrying 20 men on his back for 3 years, and just and then when Kevin, oh God, I lost my damn mind. Okay, and then
when Kevin Owens came out, yeah.
Yes, thank you. And then even when Kevin was talking, what caught me off guard with Kevin was he mentioned Sami Zayn. When he said, this is the building that me and Sami, busted our asses at, 6 years ago at Battleground. And I completely forgot about that match, but it made me why are they bringing up Sami Zayn now?
Yeah.
Because I think down the road they are teasing for tag team feud between them, something. But that in particular caught me off guard. And also the fact that he said that he hadn't held the title in 5 years.
Dude, I cannot believe it's been that long.
Blew my mind because I remember him as Intercontinental Champion. That's the one champion I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all of them. And then one other line that got me was Drew, said he was being the chosen one. He's like, I didn't call WWE, they called me.
That was such a fire line.
Yeah. And also the fact that they finally got to mention wrestlers. They mentioned the line wrestlers. We're wrestlers in a wrestling ring. It's you can be a superstar, sports entertainer, or you can be a wrestler. I just thought the whole segment was just, it was a breath of fresh air. It was, to me, again, it was unscripted, and it was just probably my favorite thing in that match on Raw. That was my favorite by far.
Yeah. So the one thing I thought after that was that moment right there was Triple H's line in the sand that they are a wrestling company. Don't give a shit if you're built like Drew McIntyre or if you're built like Kevin Owens. It don't matter no more. If you can fucking go in that ring and make people believe, you will get your shot. Which is why I think because, like you said, he mentioned the Sami Zayn. If you go back, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens at Battleground was one of the last great wrestling matches that WWE had.
Absolutely.
Triple H is going out of his way to show that wrestling is coming back. It's going to be World Wrestling Entertainment. He's focused in on the wrestling entertainment, where Vince was focused in on the entertainment. Justin?
To me, I mean, fire promos from both. The biggest thing that got me, though, and I even got a little teary when it happened, and if you're younger or don't know it, you missed it completely. Kevin Owens threw an Owen Hart tribute in that promo. He used Owen Hart's "Enough is enough" and it's time for a change. And when I heard that, I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I legitimately like was just stunned, and I'm like, "That was amazing." I mean, I was like, "Well, this clearly is not scripted. This was not a scripted moment if he's throwing that in." So, but I mean, I like what you said about the fact that they said wrestlers in a wrestling ring. However, now that it has been said like that, I don't want it to become, oh, he said the thing. Oh, they said it. They said it again. Let's not overkill it.
Exactly.
I feel like let's not bring, and it doesn't need to be bold, underlined, and italics every time someone says it. Every promo doesn't need to have it. Commentators don't need to say it every 5 minutes.
Right.
We're glad that it's back in the verbiage. Let's not overdo it.
That was their moment to say it. Now let's go. Now the fans should know. If you're coming here to watch the buildup of a guy who looks like a monster, but on his debut he comes out dancing like Brodus Clay, it's not for you anymore. If you're coming to watch wrestlers wrestle with an entertaining story, here we go. Yeah. And there's no reason to go on past that. So that Bree's has been wanting that one all week. That was such a banger of a match. I didn't give a damn who won. Like I said earlier, the only thing that sucked about that match is, had Vince McMahon not used unclean finishes so damn often pre this, I would have been, that the fact that nobody won would have been a big deal in a good way. But the fact that we've seen non-finishes so much, yes, it sucked to see Drew and Kevin in a non-finish, but I get why they did it. You don't want to beat Drew before Clash. You're trying to rebuild Kevin Owens, getting him away from the stupid Ezekiel stuff, So I understand that, and I liked when Kevin Owens stunned Drew and he told the Usos, "Tell your tribal chief he owes me." I like that.
Yeah. I agree with what you said, but I almost would have had KO go over with the whole, I'm coming after this belt and this belt and this belt. Let him win and then say, "I told you I belong here. Leave." Yeah.
Yep. Great topic, Bree. I've been waiting to talk about that one. That was, dude, that was, even with Kenny I'll probably get shit for that. Even with Kenny Omega coming back tonight, so far this week, that match and that promo has been the highlight for me for the week.
Yeah,
it's probably going to be the segment of the week.
Yeah.
Speaking of stuff of the week, Mr. Match of the Week, Justin, has a fucking banger of a match this week, and it is a good one.
So, I've been watching a lot of wrestling here lately. Literally just writing down matches after matches of ones to be prepared. And I've got matches, literally for the next 3 months worth in my notebook of ones. And there's some and this one was not even written down, but doing different TikToks and talking and responding back to different stitches and things, I never really realized how, and especially now, a lot has changed in 3 weeks. Never really realized how much a lot of some of my favorite matches that I like to go back and watch are Triple H matches. Because when I think of Mount Rushmore's, somebody get Taco Bell because I'm hungry.
I heard that shit too.
Taco Bell, not our sponsor. Wanna be? Let us know. But I picked one. I forgot about it, and I hadn't watched it in a long time. And I've been going through and just picking a random pay-per-view from different years. So we're going back to May 21st, 2000. Judgment Day. Only the second ever Iron Man match. Triple H versus The Rock. And it was different because when the first Iron Man match, they went to a 60-minute draw. And then they had the overtime. This one was total opposite. They had a lot of decisions. Shawn Michaels was the special guest referee. And the time prior to this, when Shawn refereed these two, he super kicked Rock in the mouth on the debut episode of SmackDown, which I remember that like it was yesterday. Yep. And everybody remembers it for the very end with the debut of the American Badass Undertaker riding in on his Harley, cleaning house, costing The Rock because he choke slams Triple H. Triple H gets the belt. That's all good. But that match as a whole is damn good. You've got technical wrestling. You've got brawling. You've got some extreme stuff. You've got disqualifications for different for the falls. You've got a little bit of everything in this one match. And if you have not watched it, or you haven't watched it in a long time, go back. You will get lost in that, and that 60 minutes will go by super fast.
Yeah.
It's not even my and it's not even my favorite Rock Triple H match.
Oh, dude, there are so many you can pick from.
Yeah.
They literally, their careers literally stayed like this the whole time. Maybe a little bit of this, but between Triple H showing up and then a year later, The Rock shows up. Who's he beat for the first time for the Intercontinental title? Triple H. Then you get The Rock in the Nation. You got DX in that feud. Then you have the Corporation in DX. Then they for me. Everybody says Austin Rock, but I truly believe Triple H Rock is the better feud. Maybe it's because we got more of it and we got it longer. But Triple H and The Rock, that feud and the matches they had over their career, absolutely fucking insane.
Absolutely. And I mean, I loved in the Logan Paul interview with Triple H, they mentioned like the teasing of Rock wanting to do one more WrestleMania against Triple H, and then it didn't happen because of his schedule. Shoot, would have loved to have seen it. Can't do it now because of Triple H's, medical stuff that's gone on in the last year, but still love that rivalry. And that's, to me, that is my favorite Iron Man match. I like the Brett Shawn one. It's fine. I like Triple H and Rock even better.
Yeah. Bree, that's a badass match. Do you have a favorite Triple H Rock match?
I'm going to be honest, I have not seen any.
Ooh.
So, I have a list for you.
Oh, yeah. We got a list for you. Triple H versus The Rock at SummerSlam
98. That is my favorite. That's my favorite Rock Triple H match and my favorite ladder match of all time.
What was it? Fully Loaded, where they had Fully Loaded 99, where they had the strap match for the number one contender.
Yep.
Oh, dude, there's a bunch of them.
There's so many. They on TVs, on pay-per-views.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got plenty, and it's they better each other when they're in the ring together. Like it's clear that they're both trying to be like, you want to be the top guy, I want to be the top guy. You're gonna do this, I'm gonna outdo you on this, and it reads in the ring when you're watching it.
Yeah, and if you go back and watch the Triple H documentary, there was legit competition between those two. When Stone Cold Steve Austin broke his neck and was out for a year, they were dogfighting to see who would lead the company. That is, like I said, that's probably my favorite rivalry from the Attitude Era. I know Austin and McMahon was the rivalry, but when you talk about inside that ring, dude, Triple H and The Rock were fucking insane together.
Yeah, I think if you go back and you like Brie, I would definitely recommend going back and watching that Judgment Day match, because when you think of a Triple H match or a Rock match, you don't think of a technical masterpiece. You don't necessarily think you think high electricity and high energy, because that's what both brought to the ring. But in this match, you get a before the first fall. I mean, it's very technical. It's holding a headlock. It's arm drags. It's an arm bar. I mean, it's things that are very old school. And then the next fall, the energy level, it's a very big climb in energy throughout the entire show or through the entire match. And I think it shows just how talented both those guys are, because they were doing everything they could in that match.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. In our technical, what's supposed to be discussed in the show chat, we just if you look at the private chat, you'll see why I'm laughing. I'm not posting that. Really quick.
I'm not looking at it because when I do, it kicks me out, so I'm not looking.
Okay, really quick, Justin or Bree, can y'all still see me right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can still see me. Okay. I'm pulling something up real quick from my laptop because I'm about to before we get out of here, I know I've been told this before about certain people and their opinions and I'm guilty of saying everybody's got an opinion, but I'm about to ask somebody to shut the fuck up forever. I just got to pull up their quote. So just bear with me for a second, guys. Okay. I can't find the quote, but I saw it today on Facebook. I'm going to piss off a couple people because we've already seen what happens when I talk about Ryback. Did y'all see Vince Russo's fucking comment about Dakota Kai and Triple H running WWE?
No.
Okay. So basically, it's time for guys like Vince Russo and, yes, I'm going to say Jim Cornette to shut the fuck up forever. He says that the new WWE sucks. He says Dakota Kai is not a star. He says, though Dakota Kai and others will not draw in crowds. Sable was a star. Sonny was a star. Yeah. So I go back and forth with voicing my opinion because I've been called out for it before. But I'm fed up with fucking Vince Russo. Vince Russo latched on to a dying WWE. He had the gift of God by getting Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock at the same fucking time to help him. Vince, it wasn't fucking Sable. It wasn't Sonny. It wasn't Chaz and his crush on his mom. It wasn't PMS that was selling the Attitude Era. It was Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was The Rock. All the other bullshit like the oddities were what you wanted them to be. Yeah, Beaver cleavage. Thank you, Panda.
Yep. Hey, and this will make Panda pop. Every time I'm in a Buc-ee's, that's the first thing I think of is beaver cleavage.
Shout out to Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's, home state. What's up, guys? What up, Buc-ee's? But
this fat son of a bitch.
I'm sick and tired of fucking Vince Russo thinking he knows what fans today want to see. Vince Russo didn't know what fans wanted to see in the 90s. He fucking hot-shotted everything, and nothing ever really had a storyline. It was boom, 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 and it was done.
Yeah.
And we saw what he did with fucking TNA, and we saw what he did with WCW. Vince Russo can sit here and say all he wants, I don't work for the wrestling business, but yet he's still trying to make money off his podcast talking about the sport that us three, everybody in the comments, everybody on fucking WrestleTok, and everybody who watches Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays and on pay-per-views love. And I'm sick of guys like Vince Russo running their fucking head thinking they know what we want. So, in the words of Jim Cornette, fuck Vince Russo. Shut the fuck up. We don't care what you have to say.
No. His mentality shows that what he knows is what teenage boys would like, not fans that have grown up and matured and know what good wrestling is and good matches and good star quality. What is good to you is, no pun intended, TNA that you like to talk about in junior
Exactly.
high and middle
I mean,
school.
we all heard the stories of him fucking fantasizing over Sonny and Sable and fucking China, and we've all heard the fucking stories. He's a horny old man. You don't know dick about what a fan this day and age likes, much like Jim Cornette does not know what a wrestling fan today likes. I get that. I forgive Cornette a little bit because I think Cornette's biggest problem is he's so fucking passionate about his era. But when you look at Vince Russo says all the time he's not passionate. It's just wrestling. But yet he's making money off of it. You know? And there's people that watch his fucking podcast and believe the shit he says. Vince Russo wishes he could be back in WWE. Vince Russo wishes he could be back in Impact. Vince Russo is a leech on fucking wrestling, and I'm tired of hearing his bullshit takes on people he doesn't fucking know about. Sorry.
No, don't apologize. You're right.
So, well, guys, we've got about 4 minutes left. Great show. I appreciate everybody's input, and other puts we can find. The draft turned out good. I look forward to trying that again. We'll get back to Name That Wrestler. We've got SmackDown coming up Friday, Raw Monday. As always, every week, we pretty much watch AEW together with you guys, which is cool because you get our live reactions. We are live for the first time on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Or, I'm sorry, fuck me running Twitch. It's been a long
I'm waiting
day,
for the
guys.
mid. I'm waiting for the mid comment.
I'm waiting for it. Wait for it.
This fat son of a bitch.
Or that.
I was gonna get one. I was gonna get one of them. Guys, thank you to Rootless Coffee for sponsoring us. We cannot thank these guys enough. They help us keep going, help us stay up late, help us talk wrestling. Go to Rootless Coffee. Use the promo code Panda Coffee to get 15% off all your coffee and merch that are non-collabs. Thank you to Rootless Coffee. That's going to do it for us, guys. Any last words before we leave, Bree?
No, just thank you guys for hanging out with us for the past 2 hours. It goes by so fast.
I know. Justin?
I'm just going to thank you guys as well and leave you with my life's motto. Life's hard. Wear a helmet.
Yeah. Make sure you go on TikTok and follow at Dad Hat Wrestling, at Bree.Stout, Stout, at Self Bet Wrestling. Guys, we are the WrestleTok Wolfpac. We hope you've enjoyed the show. We will see you next week. For Bree, for Justin, I'm Jonathan. We are fucking out. Later, guys.